Okay, good morning everybody again. I'm Biman Gandhi. I'm going to present you with a little non-technical topic, and probably a topic like Ajit mentioned in his presentation, a topic which is very close to everybody's heart. And it's about conducting performance appraisal. Outside we have a season where we have just entered into winter, and inside this building I think we are currently going through a season of performance appraisal. And when talking about conducting performance appraisal, I think most of the people sitting here have conducted many appraisals over the years with different set of people with different level of experience. So I'm not here to give you any tips or any guidance on conducting the performance appraisal, but I'm going to just focus on sharing my experience, if you would like to say so. For your information, Mohan, we have in our company a 12-point performance appraisal system, which the attributes, the 12 attributes which are there, are most of them are human characteristic. Like we have something to measure, and we also have a rating mechanism. I'll talk about it a little bit later. One of the attributes is productivity, quality, technical knowledge, value creation, ownership, and things of this kind. There are 12 different attributes based on which we measure the performance of the individual. And the rating mechanism which we have is, it's starting from 5 being the poor and 1 being the better or the best. Now, some of these attributes, are very difficult to judge, and some of these attributes are again very close to human being, like ownership and integrity. If I were to throw open a question in front of a crowd of 250 people and question them about their integrity and ownership, everybody would like to tend to rate them higher, because it is so close to their heart. It is talking about their personal characteristic. So when we are into a performance appraisal discussion, people are very kind of adamant about being changed from their self-rating, which they have given mostly in the bracket of 2 or 1. They are very difficult to deal with. So about 4 years back, I was entrusted with the responsibility of conducting performance appraisals, and I was just wondering, how do I deal with this situation? Over a period of time, like most of you have learned, I have also learned, and I came out with some fake stories, fake examples to correlate with the real concept, because I believe that rating is one thing. You can rate anybody anywhere, and I always tell to all my appraisees for the sake of rating you can take away anything from me, but what I would like to make them understand is the real concept, so that they can grow as a better individual. So I'm going to talk about one of these attributes, because time would not permit to talk about all those 12, and that topic is about ownership. I always tell my team members when we talk about appraisal on the ownership attribute, that I start with the question that when do you feel that you have the highest ownership about anything? And generally people say when we are at home, when we think about our family or anything which is your personal, like your wife, your kid, your home, your furniture, your car, anything, you have the highest ownership, because anything or any simple scratch, let's say on your car, nobody would really appreciate that. So that's the point, that's the area where you have the highest ownership. Whereas in case of professional front, when you come to a company or your workplace, you probably tend to have a little bit of less ownership, because it's not your personal thing. You work for this organization, many of us have worked for different organizations. So that's the area where you tend to have little less ownership. What I try to explain then is that the moment you have zeroed down the difference between this professional and personal front, and still maintaining the balance, the right balance between the two, I think you can be rated as high as possible in the ownership context. And as I mentioned in the beginning, that I came up with some fake story which I would like to share with you if time permits. We used to live in a building called Gulistan, where we had several phases. I used to sit in phase 7, so my example is based on phase 7. We had a room, a very small room next to Shiris's cabin, was called as visitor's cabin, and we used to make a visitor seat there. Normally the people from foreign country. Those are our customers, and we have a tradition of putting a flower bouquet there. Alright? And there, let's say there is a situation where Shayla writes an email that she is expecting a guest from foreign office, and she wants a volunteer from all the people sitting in phase 7, because on that day, facility staff Sodexo is on, let's say, on strike or on leave or whatever. They are not available. So she is just requesting a simple help that she wants somebody to go out, buy the flowers, put it on the flower vase, and put that flower vase on the desk. Now just imagine a scenario, it could be a reality, that out of those 40 people sitting in phase 7, maybe 25% of them, 10 people, would think, yeah, Chandni, why should I do this? This is not my work. So probably, yeah, maybe they are right. Maybe the another 25% people are still not there. We have a tendency that people don't even come at time. So maybe they are still not there, they have not even read the email. So forget about that also. Another 25% people would think, yeah, I can do this, but I have other priorities. My lead is going to, come and check my work, so I can do it, but I can't do it because of valid reasons. Another 10%, maybe the remainder of 25%, would think, yes, I can do this, irrespective of whatever priorities they have, because it's a request from someone like Shayla, who is the most respectable person here. So some of them will go volunteer themselves for this course. So it's possible. So probably maybe they have little better ownership in terms of in comparison to the others. Now imagine a scenario, the next day the guest is still expected, Sodexo is still on strike, and maybe Shayla is smart enough because of previous day's experience. She comes to office and brings the flower herself. So that thing has been organized. And but while coming up the stairs, she notices that some dog has just climbed and he is littered there. So again, there is a request from Shayla, and you just imagine again of the same lot of people who are sitting at phase 7. So maybe forget about those 75%. I'm going to question you is that think about those 25% who were ready to volunteer yesterday. How many of them would be really ready? Any answer could be right, probably none or 1 or 2. But if one person stands up and really does that, I think he has the highest ownership, because he thinks or she thinks that he does not think about really the type of the work without looking at whether it is arranging a flower bouquet or cleaning the dirt or whatever litter. I think he has the highest ownership. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation.